Just what the title says. I believe my 24 female husband, 24 male, and his stepsister, 23 female, are having an affair. My head is spinning, and I don't know what to do. My husband's parents got divorced when he was 15, and his dad remarried when he was 17. His stepmom has one daughter, let's call her Jess, who was 16 at the time of the marriage. They all lived together for about a year and a half before he left for college, which is where him and I met freshman year. Our sophomore year, Jess began going to the same school as us. He introduced her to our friend group, and she quickly became a part of it. They always seemed more like friends than siblings, because obviously their parents didn't marry till they were older, but they'd sometimes refer to each other as bro and sis. Back then, I sometimes got the vibe that she was flirting with him, but he never returned it, and I just brushed it off as her personality, and that I was being crazy BC, no way that would happen. Fast forward to now, we all still live in our hometown and see each other pretty often. Jess is single and hasn't had a boyfriend in several years. Her and my husband are still very close. When we are all hanging out together, including their parents, if we're sitting on the couch, she will sit right up against him, sometimes even put her head on his shoulder if he's showing her videos on his phone. I have always found it odd, but again, have brushed it off. Of course, they aren't actually related, but it would still be too taboo and weird, so I've never fully let myself have the suspicions. However, over the last 6 months, things have been getting weirder. Both my husband and I's birthdays are in April and only a week apart, so over the last couple years we've kind of just combined them and celebrated both at the same time. We had friends and family over, and normally we also receive joint gifts, but this year Jess got my husband something specific to him, fairly expensive gaming headphones and a watch. But nothing for me, and she also got him a card and wrote a decent amount in it. I didn't get to read it when we were opening things, and then later on I couldn't find it. When I asked my husband where it was, he brushed it off, saying, "Oh, he must have accidentally thrown it out with its envelope." But the envelope was still with everything else on the counter. They've been texting a lot more, and she's also been talking to me less. Remember, her and I have been friends for the last 5 years. Sometimes I'll see texts from her pop up on his phone screen, and there will be emojis. This will be while he's holding it, and he'll unlock it pretty fast, so I've never really been able to see what they say. If I ask her to meet up or hang out with just me, she's always busy. But if it's her coming over our home to see the both of us, she never says no. He also has been going to see her more often, which is kind of a complicated detail. BC, she still lives at home with her mom and his dad, so he just tells me he's going to hang out with his dad for a bit. But I have a feeling it's for her. Him and I have also been less intimate lately. Neither of us have ever had super high sex drives, but we have always averaged at least twice a week, and now it's about 2 to 3 times a month. What's pushed me over the edge is when we all got together this past July 4th. We were at my FIL's house for a big cookout talk pool party. While in the pool, she kept hanging on him from behind. Picture him giving her a piggyback ride in the water, splashing him, being overly playful, etc. I kept thinking in my head I was crazy because maybe after all these years they really do have a sibling-like dynamic and she's just messing around. But I also caught her staring at me when my husband and I were being close and she looked angry. Now, cut to the worst of it all. We all were done in the pool and went inside to change. I was with my husband in his room, and right in the middle of us changing, she came in without knocking, randomly asking if she could borrow my hairbrush. My husband didn't have any clothes on. I was horrified and said something like, "OMG, you need to knock first." She seemed unfazed and lazily covered her eyes, saying, "Oh, whatever, he's basically like my brother." My husband seemed kind of embarrassed, but also not as much as you'd expect. She left like it was nothing. Since then, she has barely spoken to me at all, and I am absolutely spiraling at the thought of this. Am I being crazy? I haven't said anything to him yet about this because I'm so scared to be wrong, and then I'm just accusing him of sleeping with his stepsister. I need others to tell me if they agree with what I've been seeing or not. Honestly, I don't know any brother-sister duo that acts like that. While siblings can be close, this seems a bit unusual. Perhaps you should investigate further before making any accusations against your husband. It does seem a little odd to me. Yikes. Did you miss my previous video? How dare you? Just kidding. Catch you in this video?